Hey beauties, good evening. Beautiful people. So I can't get the article. I don't know if it is I don't know what's happening, but I'm unable to get the article. But my colleague was reading it to me today. Basically some business people, known, maybe unknown, they're not pleased. Literally I saw online where it say angst, duty free angst. Business people, the gist of it is that they're saying that they're going to lose if the duty free moves from I'm not sure if they were speaking in light of the 500 to 1,000 US and the $50 to $100 US. Let me ask a question to these business people. When God was making wealth, is it that he had put only your names in the Lamb's book of riches, in the Lamb's book of wealth, in the Lamb's book of prosperity, in the Lamb's book of progress, and everyone else, their names are held out or held back or not written in it? How is it that you guys would lose? You would have more consumers, in fact. Is it that greed is a heck of a thing. So when somebody spends $50 odd and end up paying custom fees, almost double the amount on something at $50 US, and because you guys have been benefiting, you want to continue to financially rape the people. So nobody must live good. So they must always bank on buying something under $50. What do you think of consequence, of significance in general that people can get for $50 US? When you have things that are valued, we're talking about if they're buying shoes or a shirt or a piece of jewelry or whatever it is, when they can get a lot of high-end things for 2,000 and all of that. A lot of business people still will shop. You probably will get more because you'll probably earn more over the long haul, over the long run. Why you people? That's greed talking. Nothing but greed. You don't want the people to live a fair and a decent enough life. You people are talking about it's bad for business. Every time there is something to help the masses, you business people come out and talk about, oh, this is bad for business, because you think only of yourselves. No one else must benefit from it. It is ridiculous that if you want to purchase something over for $100, that you have to be going and buying piece or looking for something very inferior, because you can't buy something. For example, let us say so you have something at $50 and then you have there's a difference between 50 and 60. You said, oh my God, it is ridiculous to not pay duty custom fees on 50, yet you're going to pay it on 60 or 70. That's greed. You guys are not going to suffer. You just want more and more and can't do anymore. And someone will wonder why in a cure and have more and look ugly in the faces. Your face dent up, and jokey. I'm disgusted when I come across greed. Because the average Jamaican, just like you, they want their names to be written in the Lamb's book of prosperity. They want their names to be written in the Lamb's book of wealth as well. Not just you. You won't lose. Your business won't falter. More people now be able to come on and say, okay, now it makes sense for me. It didn't make any sense to go and buy a shoes, for example. Somebody who wears a decent type of shoes said, I don't want anything for 50. I want something for 80. I will get something quality. So now I will get up and go and buy instead of waiting to go abroad or waiting until somebody goes abroad and comes back and brings for me. So you will get more consumers. So you won't lose. You probably will even make more business people. Unless you have some insight and foresight that I know that God did not give you into the future as to how the business will go. I don't care how much business knowledge you have. You only know in part. You're not God. The quality of life, it has improved. People from the lower echelon are now coming up. They're now able to, experience the blisses of life in a wide way, in a multi-dimensional way. People in the middle can experience a little of the upper from time to time, and you want to take that away from them. What do you think? You make it sound like $100, 1,000 US. See, the other side, the PNP side had rooted for 150, and you want to complain about $100? Let me tell you, man, I don't know where you guys stop. We're living in this 21st century, this modern day. And you mean to tell me you're going to come and talk about it's bad for business? That's greed. That's nothing but greed and selfishness, a sense of narcissism, as though your names are the only names written in the Lamb's Book of Wealth, or the Lamb's Book of Prosperity, or the Lamb's Book of Good Living and quality things, purchasing quality things without having to pay custom fees. You're buying something for 50 something dollars, and you have to be paying custom fees, and by the time you pay the fees, it's coming like it's $150 for the $50 good, or for the goods that probably cost $40 when you really work it out. What you saying to me, man? I'm irritated by these things. But basically bad for business, whichever way you want to skew it. But you business people really aren't easy. You know, from when people have been crying, move it to $100 because the $50 mark is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You see something, sorry people, you see something for 50. For 50 something, $50 you don't pay custom, but it's 60 you pay custom. So like there is a vast disparity between the 50 and the 60. So when the $50 item come, I don't pay, you pay maybe a little freight charge or in-store charge if you're purchasing from one of those online couriers. But you purchase it for $60. By the time you work out the customs and everything and freight and whatnot, you probably 60 times 2. Does that make any sense? Is that fair to the consumer? So only you alone must keep monies in your pockets, not the consumer. I just don't get this country now. I don't get this country. I don't get some of the people living in this country. How do you sleep at nights knowing that you want people to live in sheer poverty and for them to not experience the blisses of life? And you're making it sound as if it's one of the grandiose blisses. They're not. It's $100. You're going to talk about bad for business, basically, some of you. Bad for business. That's greed and narcissism. Arrogance. Because you feel that your names are the only names associated with wealth and prosperity and doing well. No other person must get that opportunity because no one else are humans. Only you. You're made special. You know, you weren't born from a man or a woman. I wish they could go up to 150, honestly. I wish they would listen to what the PNP says and go to $150. $150. You people are shame on this. Shame on you. Shame on you, business people. Shame on you. You should never even. I knew it. I sensed it. I knew that is from the mere fact it has been $50 from before Abraham was born. I said, it has something to do with these business people thinking that they're not going to make money. I was having the discussion with somebody, and so said, so done. You guys come out true to form. True to form, from the mere fact I didn't see it. Not knowing that there are probably other consumers say, okay, this time now I will buy online because I can buy something decent without having to pay high custom fees. I'm paid something for $80 and I must basically pay back 80 times 2 for something that is really valued, probably all 60, even though it's 80, I pay for it. In terms of the custom fees, you make it sound like $100 is $1,000. You make it sound like you're going to lose all the way from whatever your profit is to zero. You probably will be gaining more over time because no more people will come on board and feel willing to spend because they can get quality items. I leave you people in God's hands. Only He can deal with you people. Only He can. That's my policy in life, allowing God to deal with people. Allowing God to deal with people. I detest greed. I detest narcissism. I detest arrogance. These are the things that destroy a country and a people. I really, I was okay with the 100, but I want them to go to 150. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.